Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IS Academy. What if I told you that in the heart of Southeast Asia, a forgotten war is rewriting the rules of revolution, where the university students, farmers, and everyday citizens they are taking on one of the most brutal militaries in modern history and winning. Welcome to Myanmar, where a silent storm has been raging since 2021 after a ruthless military coup that crushed the democracy and the world moved on. But the people of Myanmar did not. From the rice fields of Sagaing region to the river banks of the Irrawaddy, a new kind of resistance has emerged that is bold, decentralized, and growing stronger every day. So, they are not backed by any state. They had no real weapons, no training, just raw anger, a desire for freedom, and the will to fight. And yet, against all odds, they have seized the entire towns, captured hundreds of military bases, and even defeated elite army units. This is the story of PDF, People Defense Forces, Myanmar's unlikely resistance, and how are they flipping the script on one of the world's longest running military dictatorship. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will understand why Myanmar's revolution may be the most underreported yet most explosive freedom struggle of our time. Now what happened in Myanmar? म्यांमार में क्या हुआ? तो अब थोड़ी सी शॉर्ट हिस्ट्री समझ लेते हैं. After the military coup in 2021, many people in Myanmar started fighting back. And in central Myanmar, where the Bamar people live, new resistance groups were formed. जहां पर बमार पीपल रहते हैं वहां पर न्यू रेजिस्टेंट ग्रुप्स बहुत सारे फॉर्म हुए हैं. अब वो ग्रुप्स कौन कौन से हैं? पहला ग्रुप है पीपल डिफेंस फोर्सेस, जी हां, पीडीएफ. देन दूसरा ग्रुप बमार्स पीपल लिबरेशन आर्मी. थर्ड पीएलए, पीपल्स लिबरेशन आर्मी. फोर्थ स्टूडेंट आर्म्ड फोर्सेस. देन पीपल्स रेवोल्यूशनरी अलायंस, मगवे, Burma National Revolutionary Army. At first, they had very little training or weapons. Now they use guerrilla tactics, just like hit and run attacks, and they were not taken seriously. People thought that they could not defeat the powerful military, which even older ethnic armed groups had failed to beat. But ऐसा नहीं है. तो अब सवाल ये उठता है, Who leads them? इन सभी को लीड कौन कर रहा है? तो सबसे पहले अगर हम बात करें, they are led by the National Unity Government, which is a parallel government opposing the military regime. Unlike most ethnic armed groups that fight in specific areas, the PDFs now operate all over the country. Now, they have improved their training by working with better trained ethnic rebel groups and now use more advanced military tactics like ambushes and town takeovers. Now, where do they operate? अब ये कहां पर operate करते हैं? So let's try to understand that where do they operate. So first of all, they work with the ethnic armed group in ethnic states. अब ethnic states कौन-कौन से हैं? As you can see here. Now, as you can see here, like Kachin, ethnic state, Kachin, then Northern Shan, है ना? So Kachin, Northern Shan, Karenni, Karen, Mon, then Rakhine state, as you can see here. But in central areas like Sagaing region, समझ में आ रहा है? Central areas like Sagaing region, Mandale region, Magwe region, Bago region, है ना? Then Tenintarai region, है ना, ये जितने भी रीजन है सेंट्रल एरियाज में, यंगून रीजन, नेपिडो रीजन, क्लियर, देन इरावदी रीजन, all these regions, so they are mostly operating independently now. अब ये सभी लोग पूरी तरीके से independently act कर रहे हैं. Now what are the type of military actions? अब कौन कौन से military actions लिए गए? First type of military action is assaults, है ना, assaults और ambushes. तो अब कहा जाता है in 2024 and 2025 they attacked junta troops in Bago, Mandale and Sagaing region, and in one attack they ambushed a 10-truck military convoy from the Northwestern Command in Moneva region, which is called as Sagaing region. Then second type of military attack is attack on military bases. जी हाँ. Now, as of December 29, 2024, the NUG, National Unity Government, they said revolutionary forces had captured around 742 junta bases, and out of those 162 bases in Sagaing, Mandale, Magwe, Bago, Tentharai, they were captured by PDF and people defense teams. Third type of military attack is अटैक एंड कैप्चर ऑफ टाउन्स. अब इसकी एक बहुत लंबी लिस्ट है कि किस तरीके से अटैक किया. अगर एक टाइमलाइन के हिसाब से अगर मैं आपको बताऊं, कहा जाता है 6 नवंबर 2023 को दे हैव कैप्चर्ड कॉलिन इन सगाइंग रीजन बट दे लेफ्ट इन 2024. Then November 7, 2023 they have captured Kampat region in Tamu district, which is also a part of Sagaing, and they killed 30 junta troops and they injured 18 during the ambushes in December. Then 22nd November 2023 they have captured the Shwampaye in Homalin township, which is also a part of Sagaing, and they took 8 soldiers alive and seized 40 plus weapons, as you can see here. Then on 13 December 2023 they seized Molu town in Sagaing region. Then अगर हम 2024 की बात करें, on May 11, 2024 they took Myohit town, which is in Tamu district, where 250 junta and allied forces were based. On July 17, 2024 they took Singhu in Mandale region and they have captured many soldiers. So likewise they started capturing various towns. बहुत सारे towns capture करना इन्होंने शुरू किया. कहा जाता है right now PDF controlling 8 towns. Now right now PDF controls 8 towns. Now अब सवाल क्या उठता है, how strong are the PDFs now? They still control less territory than ethnic armies, but they are getting stronger. धीरे धीरे strong हो रहे हैं. They now have weapons taken from junta bases and can fight for months at a time. And in many places, they have pushed junta troops out of rural areas and trapped them inside the towns. Now, for comparison, if you see, it took Brotherhood Alliance. Now, if we compare, so they have created the Brotherhood Alliance. As you can see here, जी हाँ, इन्होंने क्या बनाया है, Brotherhood Alliance. Brotherhood Alliance, which consists Arakan Army, MNDAA and TNLA. This, they have created Brotherhood Alliance 10 years, for 10 years to get strong. And the PDFs did it in just 4 years with the support from those ethnic group. PDF ने इसको सिर्फ 4 years में कर दिखाया with the support of those ethnic groups. So overall, if you see these things, the PDF, that is People Defense Forces, they have gone from weak guerrilla fighters in 2021 to strong resistance forces by 2025. Now they are capturing towns, bases and fighting effectively across the central Myanmar region under the National Unity Government leadership, and their role in the country future is becoming more important. So the most important issue here is, the most important question here is how to resolve this Myanmar crisis. So see, try to understand, resolving the Myanmar crisis is extremely complex. It involves deep-rooted political, ethnic and military issues. But based on expert views and ongoing dynamics, this can be resolved. How? First of all, inclusive political dialogue. Inclusive political dialogue. जी हाँ. Now, inclusive political dialogue. But it is difficult right now. Why it is difficult right now? Who should be involved? First of all, who should be involved? The military, है ना? That is Tatmadaw. National Unity Government को involve होना चाहिए. NUG. Ethnic armed organizations, civil society, including Buddhist monks and minority groups, they should come together. Now, what is the challenge? The military refuses to talk and trust is very low. Also, some ethnic groups do not fully trust the NUG either. Getting my point? Now, apart from this, international pressure on the military. जी हाँ, international pressure. Now, how international pressure on the military? अब कैसे मिलिट्री पर प्रेशर, इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर लाया जा सकता है? सैंक्शन लगा दीजिए. Sanction on the military leaders and comprises also sanction on military companies also, है ना, that they control. Arms embargo to stop weapons supply. Targeting diplomacy by ASEAN, UN, China, India, Western countries. Now, what is the challenge? Countries like China, Russia, and even India, they still engage with the military junta for their own interest. Clear? Apart from this, is strengthening the resistance politically. जी हाँ. Now, strengthening the resistance politically and militarily. कैसे? Support to NUG and PDFs, it can increase the pressure on junta to negotiate or collapse. Continued coordination with the powerful organizations like Brotherhood Alliance, है ना? Now, but there are still challenges. There is a risk of civil war. Maybe civil war dragging on, more civilian sufferings and state fragmentation. Apart from this, federal democratic reforms. Now, how federal democratic reforms? Ethnic minorities have long demanded federalism and autonomy, and a future solution must guarantee power sharing, equal rights, है ना, control over local resources. Then NUG, जो National Unity Government है, they support federalism, which is a major shift from the past Bamar majority governments. Apart from this, military defeat or defection. जी हाँ, military defeat or defection. Now, some believes that the only real solution is the military losing power by force or internal collapse. Now, defections, internal splits, or massive defeats like what is happening in Sagaing region, Shan and Rakhine region, it could weaken the junta rule enough to open space for the change. Apart from this, humanitarian aid and civil protection. Now, immediate focus needed on civilians like displacement, healthcare, education. इन सभी चीजों पर ध्यान देना है. And aid must be given through neutral or resistant link networks, not junta control routes. Then a transitional justice process. Now, what is the transitional justice process? Long term peace will need. Clear? अब किस चीज की जरूरत है? लॉन्ग टर्म पीस की जरूरत है. कैसे? Try to understand accountability for war crimes like junta and possibly others. Then truth reconciliation also. अब truth reconciliation कैसे? Truth and reconciliation. So justice for Rohingyas also, other oppressed groups also. But अभी situation, अभी problem क्या आ रही है म्यांमार में? अभी प्रॉब्लम ये आ रही है कि म्यांमार में बहुत सारे जो एथनिक ग्रुप्स हैं, दे आर फाइटिंग फॉर देयर राइट्स. क्लियर? तो अब इन सभी के साथ कैसे रिकंसिलेट किया जाए या नेगोशिएशन कैसे किया जाए? सो देयर इज ए नीड फॉर ट्रूथ एंड रिकंसिलेशन, justice for Rohingyas and other oppressed minorities. So overall, if you see, there is no single path है ना? No single path will work. A combined approach is needed. Now, how combined approach is needed? So let me tell you, there is a need for strong resistance on the ground, international isolation of the junta rule, inclusive peace talks when the military loses dominance. But none of this thing is easy. The crisis could last years unless there is a major shift militarily, politically, or internationally. Overall, if you see, the People's Defense Forces, that is PDF, were once laughed off as amateurs, young rebels with makeshift guns challenging a monster they could never defeat. But today they have turned the impossible into momentum, and they have captured the bases, taken towns, seized weapons, and cut off the military routes. 8 towns now fly the banner of resistance. The junta, once seen as invincible, is slowly being pushed back, not just in the hills of Rakhine or Kachin, but in Myanmar's heartland. So the world has not been watching closely enough, but that might be about to change, because this is more than a local rebellion. It is a blueprint for people power, a clash of courage versus cruelty, a fight not just for Myanmar's future but for the universal dream of democracy, dignity, justice. So, if history tells us anything, it is like that: empires built on fear always fall, and when they do, it is not always with a bang, but with the quite powerful footsteps of a people who refuse to give up. So, the storm in Myanmar is growing, and it is thunder. It is getting harder to ignore. And if this story moved you, share it, because in a world drowning in noise, truth needs an amplifier, and you can be that amplifier. Thank you so much.